installing Ubuntu Touch on a variety of different cell phones. In my experience, those cell phones made by Google, okay, Google cell phones, version 4 and version 7 and version 10, 4, 7, and 10 could actually you could install Linux Ubuntu Touch, and everything looks great. It is a really nice operating system for handling smartphones. The new ideas are there. One of the very good ideas in Android in Ubuntu cell phones is scopes. Okay, scopes. Scopes actually is eliminating many applications. Okay, that you have app. Group of applications are combined together under something which we call it scopes. For example, if you are interested in sport, there is a sport scopes that you could download that scopes, and everything about sports is available. So you don't need to constantly switch from one app to another app, from another app to another app to get information, okay? Or if you are, for example, interested in news, we have BBC scopes that you could install and get any kind of news which you want, okay? And very easily you could switch back and forth. It is really elegant and very nice. There is the company is called Canonical. The Canonical company is behind this and is working very hard to make this kind of smartphone more popular among people. And many people and many companies are writing application for, including mine. And there are several languages available that you could use to develop application on this kind of smartphone with Ubuntu. The easiest one is using JavaScript, okay? JavaScript, and you could use HTML5 if you want, okay? HTML5, which is very popular and very easy to use, okay? And there are some other, there's a language QTM, Qt, I don't know if you have heard about Qt. Qt is a language that later on modified by Nokia, okay? Nokia company. And this is the very good language that we are using for development application for touch Ubuntu. There are some other languages that they are, I think they're going to add to this version of Ubuntu. And Ubuntu SDK is available to development. You are using Ubuntu SDK to develop the application on your computer, like we are doing, for example, using emulator and here. And after that, you could install it on your cell phone. Okay, it's very nice. The SDK is very nice, very easy to use. We don't have that kind of problem with the emulator that is slow and that kind of problem. Everything is pure Linux, okay, Ubuntu Linux. It's really nice. And there are some talking about actually porting Swift on this kind of smartphone. Porting Swift on this kind of smartphone is going to be very controversial because Swift originally was made for Apple smartphones, okay? And now we are thinking about maybe they use Swift for this because Swift is available on Ubuntu, as you know that, okay? If you didn't know, now you know that Swift is available on Ubuntu. And you could, if you have Ubuntu, you could just install Swift and use it, okay? And since Ubuntu Touch is available for a smartphone, very easily it could be ported to Ubuntu Touch. Okay? And if it is, so Swift would be a language to develop application for that kind of smartphone too. Okay? And talking about some other languages. One of the things that we were talking with a group of people was, so what? You just bring the one of the most powerful operating system to a smartphone, okay, and bring language or something. What are you gonna do with that, okay? So, by the way, it has a terminal too that you could click on terminal. Terminal is gonna pop out, and exactly like a terminal on your computer. You could use VI or VIM. I think you sent me also something about VIM, right? Which I already using, and thank you so much. You could use VIM on a cell phone and develop application and something. But in that small, what you gonna do? It's tiny. Okay. But in the near future, what they want to do is they want to eliminate computers, the whole thing, okay? And cell phones will be the future of everything. The future of computers, laptops, larger computers, and so forth. Everything is gonna be a cell phone, right? So you have a cell phone when you go to work. Put the cell phone here, connect your printers over there, connect the keyboard to it, and connect your large screen to it, and that's it. Use it as the full-fledged computer. Okay. Now that editors are available, operating system is available. A lot of things are going to happen in the near future, okay? So it is not just a cell phone anymore. It's going to be a lot of so I was just rambling around until everybody comes in. So let's start, guys, okay? We have a lot of things to cover. The main subject of our discussion tonight is notification, okay, as I promised you last time. We want to discuss about notification. Very important subject, guys. Extremely important, okay? Okay, let's put it here. Before answering the notification, let me answer some of the questions that the student asked me. I remember last time one of the students was sitting over there, Mr. Kachio, Alexander Kachio, is not here tonight, brought up the subject of what the difference between get base context and get application context and stuff like that, okay? Why should I use this? Why should I use the other one? What's the difference, okay? You guys know that what a context is, okay? Context is nothing but the information provider, okay? Information provider. Information provider for your methods, information provider for your, let's say, whatever you are using in your program. For example, if you want to draw a circle, okay? You are using a special method to do that. Let's say draw circle. But draw circle needs a lot of information about the environment of drawing to be able to draw. For example, how many colors are available, type of colors, density of the resolution density, and many different pieces of information are required to be able to draw a circle, okay? All of these pieces of information are provided through context, okay? So I told you context is nothing but the information provider, okay? And if you want to know, from Java standpoint, context is nothing but an interface. Context and interface, okay? And different classes are implementing this interface based on the different environment. For example, if you are dealing with view, okay, view is implementing context only for the purpose of view, okay? if you are using activity, activity is again implementing this interface only for the purpose of activity, okay? So we have different types of context, okay? So depending on what type of context you need to call some of these methods. Let me tell you what context is good for what type of application, okay? First of all, get application context, right? Get application context is a method of the activity, okay? Is a method of the activity. I told you activity is implementing context, right? As a result, get application context is a method of the activity. It returns context for entire application. It returns context for the entire application. Okay? Get application context returns context for the entire application. Okay? We have another context provider, and that is called get context. Get context. Okay? Is an get context is the context provider for view, for the view class. Okay? So it is like that. The view and the other one was activity. Dot get application. Okay, belongs to activity. Okay. If you need context only for the current activity, not for the entire application, only for the current activity, okay? Let's say you have several activities, right? You have several activities in your application and you want to switch back and forth between these activities, right? Using intent. Follow me? So in this case, if you need a context for specific activity, you'd better use get base context. Get base context, okay? Get base context is the method of the context wrapper class. Yes.
That's the current activity.
Current activity.
And the current activity is defined by the screen that you're currently on.
Yes, not necessarily. Yes, current screen.
Well,
yes.
I mean, I know that there's like tons of stuff that could not be seen, but like that's that thing that's going down right now at that moment, and that's what you're.
That's correct. Yes. Yes. So and there are some others, I don't want to waste time, but depending on in what environment you are, okay? Are you in view, are you in entire, you need a context for the entire application, you need context only for a specific activity, okay? So you could use any of it, okay? Tonight in our example, I'm going to use a lot of context, okay? So pay attention to how I am using it, okay? Following? So let's get into this subject. One more thing I forgot. I'm sorry about that. a couple of students asked me, I think including you, maybe, asked me about the difference between a fragment activity and a fragment.
Yeah.
Okay? Students said, I'm writing a program and I want to extend fragment, or I want to extend fragment activity. What's the difference between these two? Okay? Fragment versus fragment activity. Fragment. Both of them are classes, okay? If you guys are working with Android version 4 and above, okay? It means 5 and 6 and whatever is available. The latest one is Marshmallow. You'd better use fragment, okay? You'd better use fragment. If you're working with the old, very old versions, you'd better use fragment activity, okay? But you need to be careful. When you are using fragment activity, you need to import this guy. Okay? You need to import Android dot support dot v4 dot app dot fragment. Okay. This means version 4 and lower. Okay. If you are using fragment as you have been doing in your previous homework assignment, right? You need to use Android dot app dot fragment. Okay. Besides different imports that you need to use, this one or this one, there are some other differences that you need to be careful, okay? If you are using, there are some methods that are not working here, but it's gonna work here, or vice versa, okay? If you are using, for example, a fragment, okay? If you remember, I think I discussed about get fragment manager. Do you remember get fragment manager? It was the object of the fragment manager was in charge of managing, adding, removing, and stuff like that, okay? Adding fragment, removing fragment, stuff like that, okay? So if you are using a fragment, you are using get, running out of color. You are using get fragment manager. Do you remember it? And but if you're using fragment activity, you're gonna use get support fragment manager. Again, since we are using, most of us are using the very modern versions of Android, 5, 6, and 7 and stuff, we are not really, we don't need to deal with this, okay? And, get involved with this and stuff like that. So I just answered that because somebody asked, some student asked me about it. Yes.
You know, on a lot of the Google sites, when on the Google developer, when I look at the examples of fragments, they constantly always use the support v4 version. Like I noticed that a lot of the documentation is, you know, geared towards the older version. Is that because the older version just more of those phones out versus like the newer ones, or?
No, no, this is not the reason. When fragment for the very first time was introduced, okay, many cell phones were not able to use it because of the old versions of Android, okay, follow? And it was around the time that tablets came to the market and became very well known, and they wanted to use application for tablets. And because of the size, different sizes in tablets and cell phone, our application had to be modified, you know, to fit into these big size of tablets, right? And so what we were doing, we were writing two applications, one for cell phone, one for tablets, okay? Many complaints or suggestions took place for Google people, and they decided to make fragment, okay, that would support any kind of cell phone and tablet, okay? That's what the word support is coming from, okay? Understand? And this happened around version 4 of Android, okay? That's what this is support before. Understand what I'm talking about? Lots of documentations are coming from those days, lots of them. And many of these documentations are exactly the same for modern versions of Android 2, okay? So if you see these documentations all dated back to those days, don't get amazed because we are still using them, okay? Because it's pretty much the same. You got that?
Yeah, so thanks.
Guys, let's stop.
One more thing.
You have a lot of things to cover tonight. Go ahead.
I was struggling between fragment and fragment activity because within fragment you can't use the method get you find you by ID, but within fragment activity you could. And I was struggling for a workaround.
Well, the point is this, instead of using by ID, use by tag, right? This is actually, you are not the only one. Many people ask this question from Google people, okay? And the suggestion was very easily, instead of using ID, you could use tag, right? And the problem is gone. There is no force that you have to use ID, use tag, okay? So you want to use ID, so you're going to go back to the old one, right? Just to use ID. No, stick to the new one and use tag. Okay? Okay, guys. Let's start. We want to talk about one of my favorite subject in Android, and that is notification. Okay? Notification. Let's say you want to notify the user for some actions. For example, you want to say you have some new messages. Somebody has sent you some new messages. Or you want to say, for example, the weather outside is very hot. Don't take your cell phone. Maybe it's gonna melt. Suppose, okay? You want to notify, okay? So the notification is just made for this kind of thing, okay? Notify. The very simple notification is somebody's calling you, right? And your cell phone is gonna ring, it's gonna vibrate, or some other mechanism is gonna notify you, okay? So we want to learn how this kind of notification happens, okay? And you do it. This is the whole thing about tonight, okay? Okay. Let's talk about that. Okay. First of all, if you know different thing about Android is supporting status bar. Have you seen the status bar? Okay, and notification normally takes place in the status bar. Maybe you see an icon is going to be there all of a sudden, okay, that is telling you something happened, right? A short message is going to come out, okay, that is going to tell you something, okay, and something like this, okay. Something is flashing, that is telling you something is happening, flashing light, okay, and this kind of thing. Normally it takes this kind of things happening in that area, status bar of your cell, okay. Okay. First of all, when we are working with notification, we are dealing with two different classes. Okay, so it means any notification involves two classes. Okay, two classes. One class is called notification class. Okay, good name. Notification class. Notification class. So any notification requires the object of this class that we need to create the object, which I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. Okay. And after that, we need to use another class which is called notification manager. Notification manager. Notification manager. Any notification comes with bunch of properties, okay, that you as the developer should set up these properties. For example, when the notification happens, when what is the text for your notification? You have a message. If you want a notification disappears after notifying you, or you want notification be there always. Okay, normally when you are notified, the notification could disappear or could stay on the cell phone, right? Which one do you like? So there are some flags that we are using to control this kind of behavior of notification, okay? This flag is also called property, okay? So there are several properties that we are using, okay, to control our notification. These properties could be set in two different ways. One is using the specific constructor, okay? When you're creating an object, okay? I'm going to show you how. When you create an object, okay? In a constructor that is available, you're gonna give all of these properties. Time is this, date is this, the text is this, flag is this, and so forth, right? These are different arguments of your construct, okay? This is one way. The other way is you could directly assign your properties into some public variables of the class. Your class has a bunch of variables, okay? These are public. So you could directly assign this data to those public variables without using any construct, okay? So it's totally up to you. I'm going to show you both of them, okay? And see which one you like, okay? Directly assign to those variables, okay? There's a variable called when, for example, when, W-H-E-N, okay? So you could say when equal such and such, okay? There's a variable called flag. Flag equals such and such, okay? If you want it this way, or you could just call a constructor, and constructor is gonna do the job. Whatever I'm talking about, I'm gonna give you example about, okay? I just want you to put in your notes, when you're reading, you understand what's going on, okay? Okay. Let me give you different types of notification that are available in most of the smartphones, okay? First of all, textual information. Textual information. Okay, let's write that. Textual information. It means by sending a text, you are informing somebody. You have a message, right? You text, right? So this is one. You could use a graphical indicator. Okay, graphically you actually inform the user. Graphical indicator. Graphical indicators. Maybe the word. The other one is sound indicator. By making some sound or something, you're going to inform the user. Sound indicator. The other one is vibration, okay? Vibration of the device. So your device is going to start vibrating, okay? This is funny. Let me show you something. So about a couple of weeks ago, when I went to work in the morning, I saw one of the employees over there. Said, I want to show you something. I said, what? I saw he there was a big bowl this size on a table, and a lot of yogurt in it. Just plain yogurt. And after that, I saw, when I looked at carefully, I saw there is the cell phone inside the yogurt. Okay. The cell phone was the latest cell phone, which is
S7.
exactly.
Next to you.
Yes, which will be received about 4 or 5 of them free. So I saw the cell phone is vibrating so hard, and as a result is mixing the yogurt, okay? And believe it, after about a couple of minutes, the yogurt became completely, velvety and soft and very nice, okay? And if you have that kind of phone, that you could do that. And after that, he took the cell phone out and put it under the water and washed that with the warm water, and the yogurt was ready to eat, okay? Yeah. So now that I was talking about vibration, it reminded me of a couple of weeks ago that somebody made a demo of vibration, okay? So this is used for some other purposes too, okay? So you could use this device to vibrate something, okay? I don't know what to vibrate, but this is one of them, okay? Yogurt vibration, okay? I'm going to show you how to do that, and you could programmatically control the frequency of vibration and the and many other factors involved for vibration, which I'm going to talk about it tonight. Okay, so you could do it if you want. Okay, so we did it in Galaxy 7, by the way. Okay, Galaxy 7, which is available now, is a great, very good Android smartphone. Okay, and one of the good things about this version of smartphone is it's totally water resistant. Okay, you could wash it. Really, I washed it myself. I totally and wash it with water and clean it up, and that's it, no problem. Okay, so if this is very good for those people who normally go to the bathroom and accidentally drop it in a toilet or something like that. So it is no, it always happens in reality. It always happens, and you could just go and wash it, and that's it. Okay, so let's go back to our subject. Okay, okay. One of the things that I need to tell you right now, I was just about to forget that, is when the notification comes up on your on that area, okay, no intent will be activated. Okay, no intent will be activated. For example, you are receiving a message that you have a phone call, right? You have a phone call, okay? But that's it. The phone dialer won't be activated. You need to click over there on that message to activate some action. It doesn't happen by itself, okay? It means the intent for you is ready to be activated, but intent won't be activated, okay? So notification is not responsible for activating any intent for you, okay? Following? You need to do it yourself. If, for example, you get a message that your cell phone is too hot and maybe it's going to be melted, right? Notification is not responsible for turning off your cell phone or do some mechanism to cool down your cell phone, okay? You should do it. But notification is providing a mechanism that you click, and when you click, okay, or do like that, something happens, okay? Which I'm going to show you how to do that. So we need to, so in our notification, one of our jobs is providing the intent that if the user decide to do like that, intent being activated and some action being done. Okay? Are you following? Okay. So we discussed about these. And now let's go for notification. First of all, how to create notification, okay? Oh, by the way, before I continue, I told you about intent a minute ago, right? So that intent that needs to be provided by our application, but should not be activated, should be activated if you're doing that like that, is called pending intent. Pending intent, okay? Pending intent. In fact, this is a class, okay, that is made specifically for that action. Intent. Okay? Pending intent. So, when we are writing application that involve with notification, one of our jobs, in addition to taking care of these, is providing pending intent, right? And let the user decide. If the user do like that, some action is going to take place, right? Clear? Okay? So, let me tell you what we were doing that recently. We found out that so running too many sensors simultaneously on specific type of smartphone caused smartphone overheat. It was so hot, okay? And so when the temperature got higher than a certain degree, we created notification, okay, to inform the user that the cell phone is about melting, okay? And also we provided the pending intent that if the user click on that, certain hardware or software devices being turned off. What I'm talking about hardware or software devices, it means sensors, okay? Certain sensors being turned off to cool down the cell phone. Understand what I'm talking about? So, again, notification doesn't cool down. It waits for your decide. If you forget about the message, so okay, thank you. But keep going, and your cell phone still is melting, it's so hot. This is, okay. Let's go for example. First of all, how to create the, okay, let's go for this. I'm going to be looking for a good example, okay. Some of the examples are not very good here. To create notification is very simple. Notification n equal new notification. It's pretty simple, right? Because we have a constructor for that. Notification n equal new notification. And great. But to create the notification manager, we do not have a constructor. Okay, we have a factory method. Let me tell you how we are doing that. Okay. Notification manager. Let's say NM notification manager equal notification manager okay, followed by the factory method is get system service. Get system service, followed by the specific flag, which is a flag of a context, okay? Context dot notification underscore service. Get system service is one of the methods of the activity class. Okay? Get system service is one of the methods of the activity class. Okay? Understand what I'm talking about? So, in the activity class, the reason that I said this, having context dot is not really necessary because it's already there. Okay? Following. So even if you eliminate that, just simply put notification service. Okay. So we learn how to create the object of notification manager. Let's write the complete program. Maybe this is a good one. Okay. Yeah, let's write a complete program to show you how to use notification. Okay, from A to Z, complete. Okay. See how we could do that. This. new color is better. Some of them are not very good. Okay, let's put some of them. Okay, let's start with the blue. Let's see how we could notify somebody. I skip over package and import a bunch of important package that your ID normally takes care of it for you. So I get into public. Class demo notify demo notify extend activity and activity. Whenever you are creating any notification, you need to create a notification ID, okay? This notification ID is very useful later on, okay? You're gonna find out. So let's make some ID private. Static. And final. Let's make it constant. Integer. Notify me ID. Equal. Just made up any number that you want. I just made up this as an ID. 1326. I'm creating a counter here that would count how many times you are notified. When you are being notified one after each other and you don't pay attention, it's going to say notify you 2, notify you 3, notify you 4, so you know that how many times you have been notified, okay? So let's make a counter, this counter with private. Integer, account, equals 0, okay? And let's make private notification manager. For none. MGR. Override. Public void on create super dot set continue. Or dot layout dot main, suppose. Okay. Let's create the object of notification manager. MGR equal notification manager. Get system service. notification service. Application notification service. Underscore service. Okay. And on create this. Okay. We need to implement, actually not implement, we need to override a very important method, and that is public void is called notify me. And the argument of it is view v.
Is that an override?
We are overriding, oh yes. Okay? Okay. Now, see what we do in notify me. First of all, I need to create the object of notification, okay? And after that, do something. Let's get this short. Okay. First of all, notification. N equal new notification. R dot drawable dot stat underscore notify chat. Notify underscore chat. Comma. Okay. Now, first of all, what is that?
It's like an icon.
Is the icon. Any notification normally should come with icon. If you do not want to provide icon, simply put null over there. Okay? But these days, most of the notifications come with icon, right? So this tell you what? Icon is about what? What icon is about what?
Chat.
Chat. Okay? What chat? Good. Now the second item, which I'm going to put it underneath of it, is comma status message. This is my message, okay? That I'm sending you short message, okay? And after that, we need to specify, this is very important, we need to specify the time for notification, okay? So the easiest way is make a system time. System dot parent time millis in millisecond. Okay. If you remember, I said there are a couple of ways that you could provide these properties. One is using what? Constant, right? which I am doing now. Little bit later tonight, I'm going to show you how directly you could put it into public variable of the notification class, okay? So you don't have to. So we're going to talk about that. So everything is okay so far? Icon, message that you have provided, and date. Okay, so let's continue to. Now, in addition to this, I told you we need to provide an intent, right? That if the user decides to do something, right? Something happens, right? So let's take a pending intent. Pending intent. PI equal pending intent dot get activity. It doesn't have a constructor. Activity. This is the context. Okay, that's the context. Zero, I'm going to tell you what it is in a moment. New intent. Again, this is a context. Okay, let me tell you what it is. First of all, this is a context, right? Zero is called status code. Normally we are using zero for status code, okay? Status code. This is status code. The next one is your intent, right? Intent. This intent is in charge of running or calling or invoking this class, right? Following? So it means you have a class that is in charge of doing something, right? In my previous example, I said when the cell phone was so hot, okay? This class was named turn off sensors, okay? So it was turn off sensors dot class, right? So when the user that was notified that your cell phone is very hot, if was doing like that, immediately this would be invoked, and invocation of this would cause shutting down some sensors. Okay? I'm going to discuss about sensors later on this, okay? Following? So this is a class that is gonna be invoked if this happens. And zero. Zero is a special flag, okay, that is in charge of controlling this intent. Normally we are using zero, okay? So, doing this, I think, one more parenthesis, I believe, right?
Yep.
Otherwise we're gonna get error message, okay? So, the pending intent is created, okay? Pending intent is created. Now, the next line is n dot set latest event info. The first argue, I'm going to tell you what it does. The first argument is context again, this. The second one is notification title, whatever you want to put for notification, okay? Understand? Notification title. I put title. The third one is your actual message, okay? Actual message of your notification, which I'm going to put, this is a notification message. This is the notification message. And the last one is your pending intent, PI. Okay, looks good to me. Okay. Okay, we did everything. And after that, this is a message that if you do it like that, if you touch it, action is going to happen. Problem? Because it has this. Now, let's increment the counter, because you want to notify more than one time, so counter should show you how many times. N dot number equal plus count, right? You are incrementing the counter and put it into the n dot number field of our notification, okay? Okay. If you want to create vibration, okay? If you don't want to, you could just finish. But if you want to create vibration also, you're going to use n dot vibrate in order to create vibration, you need to do the following. You need to create an array of long, okay? New long type, and populate it with some data. This data shows the pattern of your vibration. Pattern of your vibration, okay? Goes up, down. So, 500L, it means 500 milliseconds. On, the vibration is on for 500 milliseconds. And after that, 200L is gonna be off for 200 milliseconds. After that, on again for 200 milliseconds, and off again 500 milliseconds. You could continue as many times as you want, okay? But the vibration I have made is this, okay? Stop, stop, stop. Okay, this is called vibration pattern. This part is called vibration pattern. Okay. It's totally up to you. Any kind of a pattern you choose. Okay? If you do not want, for example, it stops and you want the vibration keeps going forever, just put the number there. It's kind of constant. But here, stop, stop. Okay, it's up to you. After that, okay. Now, what else? After you are notified, you want notification automatically being cancelled, or you want to stay on your cell phone forever, okay? So you could make a mechanism, and that is this n dot flags. This is one of those properties, flags. You need to order it with notification. There are a lot of flags available, by the way. Notification. You could check, see how many are available. Dot flag underscore insistent, or you could say flag auto cancel. You could just put, instead of that, you could say flag auto cancel if you want. And there are some others too. What's the difference between flag auto cancel and flag insistent?
System probably stays up for forever.
This is gonna stay forever. This is gonna
Cancel after
it will
that.
be canceled as soon as you receive notification. Okay. If you do not want a lot of notifications, messages accumulate on the cell phone. Okay, so maybe you could do that, right? Yes, sir.
I noticed that you're saying n dot flags or equals,
Yes, or equal.
so,
Because there are some predetermined or pre-installed flags that varies from version to version, okay?
Okay.
That are controlling your notification. On top of it, you want to do these two,
got it.
okay? Okay, and now, after setting up these, we need to start doing this. Now we're going to go for MGR for manager. I think we made MGR, right? Yeah, and that is global. MGR notification manager, we made it already. Dot notify. Okay. Now we call the notify method. Okay. The notify method is in charge of really notify you. Okay. Without that, nothing is going to happen, right? So, notification requires notification ID. We already made notification ID, right? And that is this guy. So we're going to put it there. Notify me ID. Notify me underscore ID, and also it needs the object of notification, which we have N. Okay. And I think by now we have finished on notify me method. Okay. And now we need to take care of another method. We need to override another method, and that is clear notification. You need to do that, okay? Clear notification. So let's make another one here, and that is called clear notification. So at override, public void clear notification. Argument DUV and mgr dot answer. Notify mean ID, and I close my class. Guys, what does clear notification do for us?
It should like that.
Oh, it gets rid of it when you're done?
Yes, it's automatically recalled by the okay, like that one. We never manually call clear notification in our program.
Oh, that's when when you get rid of it sideways or something, it runs that to get rid of it? When you're done with the notification?
Well, when you are done with notification, this will be called
Oh, okay.
gone. Okay. I haven't finished this. There are some other stuff I need to tell you, and after that you could ask me whatever question you like, by the way. If you want, in this example, I just took care of vibration and simple text notification, right? Vibration right in front of you, and simple text notification. Let's talk about how you could, what you should do for blinking light. If you want, for example, a light start blinking for you, okay, as part of notification, okay? If you want, you already made the object of notification here, right? Okay? So right inside here, for example, under, right before here, let's say in this area, see my finger? Before calling notify, right here. Okay? You could take care of light, blinking light, okay? Let me show you how you could do that. These are all optional, by the way. You don't have to do it in all of your notification programs, okay? But if you want to do that, never mind. So you need to do it this way. N dot flags again, you need to OR it, okay? Now you know why we are ORing that. I already did it for another purpose over there, right? And now I need to add blinking to it, okay? If you don't OR it, the previous one automatically will be gone, right? Okay. Notification. Dot flag underscore show underscore lights low. Okay. Okay. So this is gonna activate light. But now you could specify some other attributes like n dot LED RB equal color dot green. Okay. What does it do?
It sets the color to green.
Green, yes. So it's like a green color blinking, right? And after that, you could have n dot LED. LED is LED light. Okay, that kind of thing. LED on MS equal 1000 n dot LED off MS equal 1000 So this is blinking in a frequency of 1000 milliseconds, okay? Off, 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 like that. Okay? Okay. Now, in some applications, you need to change the light attribute based on number of notification. For the first time when you're notified, you make it green. After that, it's gonna get darker or all than red. It means your cell phone is about melting, that you know what's happening, right? So the counter would show you how many times you have been notified, right? Okay, if you want to do it, let me show you how you could do it. You could say if, for example, count is less than 2, then do this, okay? Put this part. Okay. Alpha, put alpha here. Okay. Else, if count less than 4, then do some other things. Maybe you want to make the light turns on and turn off faster, or change the color, or whatever, okay? Else, whatever, okay? So you could do all of these things. And this is very nice to do that, okay? If the message that you're sending for as notification is really important or something, so I need to. Now, your cell phone, guys, let's go for a short break, right? Some of you are yawning. After the break, I'm going to discuss about a lot of things I need to cover. It's just the beginning, okay? Let's go for a short break, about 10 minutes. Everybody needs some refreshment or something, and I'll come back and continue. Refula.
Thank you.
Francis Aguilera, your program from last time.
I didn't bring it. Yeah, I didn't bring my tablet.
You doing it on tablet?
Yeah.
How is that nice and big?
Yeah, it wasn't much.
That's good.
Is it good subject?
Yeah.
Yes,